Hello everybody, welcome one more time to Aprendo en Casa. I am teacher Jonnathan Elizondo, and as usual, this is a pleasure for me to be here with you today. I am still thinking about Paola's message in the previous lesson. She was talking about the power, and if you want, you can. So I think we might be talking about that today. Before we continue, remember everything you need? I'm not going to show it because I'm sure you already know. Just remember, you need somewhere to write in and something to write with, okay? So you need your notebook and you need a pen or a pencil. You can also use your mobile devices, don't worry. Make sure you are in a right space, right? A place where you can have everything you need for today's lesson. And very important, invite your family, invite your friends, tell them to join you, and together we're going to have fun in today's class. Okay? Now that we're all set, let's see what I have prepared for you today. This is what we're going to be doing today. So in today's class, we're going to discriminate the main points from a broadcast report on Sandra Kaufman. And we're going to extract specific details from a broadcast report on Sandra Kaufman. Okay? So you know I have my stamp collection, my postage stamp collection here with me today. And what I really like about postage stamps is that they tell stories. And they actually tell us a lot about the people they honor and they pay tribute to. So for example, I have this one right here from Franklin Chan. Let me show you a picture so you can look at it. This is Franklin Chan, okay? And I also have this other one that is about the legacy of independence, okay? You see that they tell us stories, all right? So also, I want to show you another one that I have. This one is Sandra Kaufman. I also have Cristiana Figueres here, and this was for the International Women's Day. Let's see a closer look over here. I have another picture. So that is the one from Sandra Kaufman. Now, my question to you is, do you know who Sandra Kaufman is? Do you have an idea? Have you heard about her? Okay? So, if you don't, we're going to learn about her today. And this is what I want you to imagine, okay? We're going to imagine that you actually learned or heard from Sandra Kaufman for the first time, okay? You go online, you find some information about her, and then you want to share that information with some of your friends. So we're going to be doing that today, all right? But before that, I have two pictures that I want to show you. And I want you to tell me what is the relation between these two pictures. Let's look at the pictures that I have. So I have this one with a space shuttle and NASA. And I have this one with Costa Rica. And you see San Jose is over there, okay? Can you think of the relation between those two images? Yes? Okay. So probably what you're thinking about right now is Franklin Chan, right? NASA and Costa Rica. But let me tell you that Miss Kaufman is also a Costa Rican who is working for NASA, and we're going to learn about her today. Remember, you went online, you found some information, and I'm going to help you extract details and extract general ideas from that. So we're going to be watching a video that I found on the Voice of America, and that video is actually about her story, okay? Now, before we actually go into the video, I have some vocabulary I want to show you. But before I show you the vocabulary, let me tell you. You will have the word and two pictures. You have to choose the correct picture. After that, I'm going to show you a sentence, and you will try to understand the idea or the meaning of the word better. Okay? Do you know what you have to do? Yes, you have to look at the pictures. And what do you do with the pictures? Correct. You have to choose the picture that represents the word. So let's look at the first word that we have here today. So our first word is quarter. And we have two pictures, A and B. Which one represents quarter? Do you have the answer? Yes, it's picture B. That is quarter. And then I have the sentence. She has worked over a quarter century. That means she has worked more than 25 years, because a century is 100 years, a quarter is 25 years. All right? The next word that I have for you is the word proud. Which of these two pictures shows proud? Which one represents the word? It's A or B? Yes, it's letter B. And here I have one sentence for you. Costa Ricans are proud of citizens like Franklin Chang and Claudia Paul. All right? These are two people that we feel proud of as Costa Ricans. The next word is commit. It's A or B. Which is commit? So it is actually A, right? Commit. And I have the sentence. Students need to commit if they want to be successful. So that means students need to work hard and really compromise. That is commit, a compromise. Let's look at the next one. Encourage. We have A and B again. Which one is encourage? Because the other one is definitely not encourage. So it's B, right? And the sentence here is, my family encouraged me to do my best. You're probably wondering, why encourage and not encourages? Because we're talking about my family as the group of people. So it's they encourage me to do my best. Okay? The next statement, or the next word that I have, pursue. A or B? Which one is pursue? So in this case, it's actually A, right? It's to go or to move towards a goal. And here I intend to pursue a degree in engineering. Let's look at the next one. Enable. So we have basically two switches, one that is on and one that is off. Which one is enable? Enable. A, right? It's to turn something on, to enable. So in this case, learning a language enables us to communicate with more people. You see, enable is that it gives me the power to communicate with more people. Another word, or in this case a phrase, is plant a seed. Now this one is not literal. This one is figurative. So we have A or B. Which one is plant a seed? You ready? Yes, it's B. Plant a seed. Very good. And in this case, look at the sentence. Teachers always try to plant a seed in their students. So plant a seed is to motivate, to encourage, or also to inspire somebody. Remember that these are words we're going to listen to later. Role model. So we have two pictures there. Which one is the role model? A or B? In this case, I think A better represents role model, right? And adults are role models for many teenagers. So you actually see that the teenagers, they want to be superheroes in the future. So that is a role model. It's someone you look up to and someone you want to become, or you want to become somebody similar. And then we have lofty goal. Lofty goal. We have A, and this is something quite difficult to achieve, to get to the flag, and B, which is quite simple. So which one is a lofty goal? Yes, you're right. That one is A. That is a lofty goal. And the sentence I have is that in life, you must have lofty goals and short-term goals. So a lofty goal is actually one goal that is quite difficult to achieve, that is more long-term than a short one. All right? Now that we have the vocabulary that we need for the video, and that is going to be in the video, I'm going to show you 4 different sentences. And these sentences are incomplete. You have a word bank, and you need to get the words that you need to complete. There are 5 words and only 4 spaces, so there is 1 extra word. Can you tell me what you have to do in this exercise? Yes, you have to complete the sentences with the words from the box. So let's look at the exercise, okay? So I have it here, and the words are commit, lofty goal, encourage, role models, and pursue. So let's start with number 1. Many adults are for young people. What are they for young people? I kind of helped you here with the example I gave you before. They are role models, right? Great, excellent. Number 2, if we want to achieve our dreams, we must, what should we do? We must commit, or we must pursue, or we must encourage. We must commit to hard work and perseverance. Number 3, if you choose a college degree, there will be a lot of obstacles to overcome. Think about that one. What do you think? Let's look at the answer. Pursue. If you want to pursue a college degree, so pursue in this case is to obtain a college degree. And number 4, we only have 2 options left. We have encourage and we have lofty goal. So my is to become one of the best professionals in my field. My lofty goal. Right. Very good. Okay? Now that we've finished that, we're going to listen for the first time. And this time what I want you to do is to get only general information. Remember that we're going to extract general information and specific details from Miss Kaufman, okay? From her or the report about her. So before we watch, I have 2 questions for you that I want you to see. Let's look at the questions. So question number 1, Sandra Kaufman's journey to working for NASA was, remember that journey is the process that she took. So it was quite difficult. Was it a boring experience? Or was it the easiest one could imagine? Maybe you can think about that and you kind of already know the answer, right? Number 2, Kaufman's main message is for young people to let their context define them, to work hard to achieve their goals, or to try to get their image on in a postage stamp. What is it? I'm going to leave that there a couple of seconds so you can actually take a picture or write it in your notebooks so you're ready, because you need this in order to be able to accomplish our goal in this part. Okay? So, are you ready? Yes? All right. We're going to watch the video from Voice of America about Sandra Kaufman. And remember, take notes in your notebook and try to answer those questions. Let's watch the video.
Yo tenía 7 años cuando yo vi al Apolo aterrizar en la Luna y para mí eso fue, yo quiero ser parte de esa aventura, yo quiero ir a la Luna. Eso fue lo que yo le dije a mami, yo quiero ir a la Luna un día, ¿verdad? I marvel at my own journey and how I came to help probe the mysteries of outer space.
Now, Sandra Kaufman works for NASA as Deputy Director of its Earth Science Division. She's among a handful of Hispanic women leaders at the space agency, where she has served for a quarter-century. And while she's proud of her teamwork on the Hubble Space Telescope and a Mars-orbiting satellite, she's also committed to another mission, encouraging young people, especially girls, to pursue careers in science and technology.
What I have been trying to do for a long time now is to plant those seeds in those little girls, that just because you're a girl doesn't mean that you cannot be a scientist or an engineer. And just because your parents didn't go to school doesn't mean that you cannot go to school.
The young Sandra grew up in poverty, but she got a wealth of encouragement from her mother that helped her overcome the sexism she faced as a female engineering student. And when she moved with her family from Costa Rica to the eastern U.S. state of Virginia, she got the training she needed to begin her career at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center near Washington.
Working at NASA has enabled me to design and test hardware, work side by side with talented scientists, and design new missions for space exploration. I work with so many amazing people who think of things nobody has ever done before, and they inspire me so much every day.
She too is a source of inspiration. In March, she was among 3 women that her native country honored with postage stamps. She'd like to see more females succeeding in science and engineering.
We need the diversity. We think differently. We look at things differently, and we also need role models.
Kaufman plans to set up a foundation to help young people surmount any barriers.
Life is never easy, but the circumstances of your birth should not dictate the kind of person that you can become. You have control of your destiny. So set lofty goals with intermediate goals along the way.
Recently, the NASA engineer reached another milestone. Along with getting her face on a postage stamp, she got the stamp of approval from the Costa Rican Electrical Engineering Society. It once refused to admit women. Verónica Valderas Iglesias, Voice of America, Washington.
All right. So we have the questions here for you to check. Let's look at the questions. So question number 1, Sandra Kaufman's journey to working for NASA was, how was it? How was her process? It says that it was quite difficult, right? They mentioned the whole process that they had to take, etc., right? And number 2, Kaufman's main message is for young people to work hard to achieve their goals, right? So now we're going to listen to the for the second time. This time, I want you to complete a graphic organizer with some specific details. So let me show you that graphic organizer. I have it right here. So in the middle of the graphic organizer, we have Sandra Kaufman. And you have 3 different parts that I want you to complete. I want you to talk about the projects. You see that she is talking about 4 projects, the achievements or things that she has accomplished, and the obstacles, which is one of the things we want to focus on today's class as well. The obstacles that she had to become the person she is right now. Okay? So I hope you are ready. Take pictures of it. Remember that at any point, you can actually talk to your family. You can complete this together. Okay? So we're going to watch the video one more time. Let's watch the video.
Yo tenía 7 años cuando yo vi al Apolo aterrizar en la Luna y para mí eso fue, yo quiero ser parte de esa aventura, yo quiero ir a la Luna. Eso fue lo que yo le dije a mami, yo quiero ir a la Luna un día, ¿verdad? I marvel at my own journey and how I came to help probe the mysteries of outer space.
Now, Sandra Kaufman works for NASA as Deputy Director of its Earth Science Division. She's among a handful of Hispanic women leaders at the space agency, where she has served for a quarter-century. And while she's proud of her teamwork on the Hubble Space Telescope and a Mars-orbiting satellite, she's also committed to another mission, encouraging young people, especially girls, to pursue careers in science and technology.
What I have been trying to do for a long time now is to plant those seeds in those little girls that just because you're a girl doesn't mean that you cannot be a scientist or an engineer. And just because your parents didn't go to school doesn't mean that you cannot go to school.
The young Sandra grew up in poverty, but she got a wealth of encouragement from her mother that helped her overcome the sexism she faced as a female engineering student. And when she moved with her family from Costa Rica to the eastern U.S. state of Virginia, she got the training she needed to begin her career at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center near Washington.
Working at NASA has enabled me to design and test hardware, work side by side with talented scientists, and design new missions for space exploration. I work with so many amazing people who think of things nobody has ever done before, and they inspire me so much every day.
She too is a source of inspiration. In March, she was among 3 women that her native country honored with postage stamps. She'd like to see more females succeeding in science and engineering.
We need the diversity. We think differently. We look at things differently, and we also need role models.
Kaufman plans to set up a foundation to help young people surmount any barriers.
Life is never easy, but the circumstances of your birth should not dictate the kind of person that you can become. You have control of your destiny. So set lofty goals with intermediate goals along the way.
Recently, the NASA engineer reached another milestone. Along with getting her face on a postage stamp, she got the stamp of approval from the Costa Rican Electrical Engineering Society. It once refused to admit women. Verónica Valderas Iglesias, Voice of America, Washington.
All right, what an inspiring story, right? I love this story every time I look at it and every time I read about her, her whole story. Now, I hope you have the information that you needed to complete the graphic organizers. Let's see the graphic organizer one more time. So we have in the middle Sandra Kaufman with the projects, achievements, and obstacles. And so what are the projects? Let's see. She talks about a foundation she wants to establish, and then the Hubble Space Telescope. She has also worked for Mars orbiting satellite, and she has worked encouraging girls out there, right? We saw that word before, encourage. So she has been there motivating people. What are her achievements? So she is the Deputy Director of the Earth Science Division at NASA. Then she has over 25 years working at NASA, so more than 25 years. And she was honored with postage stamp. Now, these are only in the video, but I know she has a lot more. And what are some of the obstacles? She had to go under poverty, and then she experienced some sexism at the University of Costa Rica when she started studying. So, all right, it seems that we have the answers, right? So I want to challenge you. You know that I actually get very inspired about Sandra Kaufman's story. And I want you to go and get in family and look in YouTube for a TED Talk that she has. TED Talk, what is that? Do you know? Well, TED Talks are different events that are happening around the world with people sharing ideas and trying to inspire others. So her TED Talk's name is From Atillo, de Atillo a Marte. That is her TED Talk. And it's because she lived in Atillo and now she works at NASA for these different programs in Mars, okay? So, De Atillo a Marte. This is a TED Talk. It's very short and you can watch it in family. And you can see how we can get inspired by her story. Also, I went online, I looked in Facebook, and I contacted Miss Kaufman. Unfortunately, she was a little busy with everything she's doing at NASA, and she told me that she would have liked to have an interview with me, but she couldn't. So what I wanted to do is to leave her a message. Let's see what I have prepared for that message. So I have right here a Padlet. Have you used a Padlet before? I want you to scan this QR code, or you can go to this link. It's tinyurl.com/Aprendo NASA. Aprendo like Aprendo en Casa, and then NASA, the place where she works. So tinyurl.com, Aprendo NASA. And it says, Dear Sandra Kaufman. So once I have all the different answers that you're going to provide, I'm going to send her the link so she can see what you are telling her. And you can use these sentences. You can say, your life story inspired me too. Or you can also say, I'm grateful because I could learn. Or from your story, I learned that. So just to give you an example, I can say, Dear Sandra Kaufman, from your story, I learned that no matter where I live and no matter the circumstances, I can overcome and I can achieve my goals. All right? Do you have the QR code and do you have the link? Very good. All right. So now I think it's time for us to start assessing what we have done in today's class. And I have these lucky numbers for you. Let's see what question we get from the lucky numbers. So number 9, do I feel satisfied with my work? How do you feel with today's work? Do you feel satisfied? Yes? All right. Number 2, let's see what is the question that we're going to get. Lucky numbers. Number 7, what are 2 things I learned today? For example, I learned that in vocabulary, I learned lofty goals, but I also learned to achieve my goals and work hard for that, okay? Now, let's look at the learning, and we're going to grade achieved or in progress, like 50%, or not achieved, all right? Let's look at the first thing we had to do. I discriminated the main points from the broadcast report on Sandra Kaufman. Did you achieve it? Yes, we did, right? And I extracted specific details from a broadcast report on Sandra Kaufman's life. Did you do it? Yes, right? Okay, very good. So now, before we go, I have 2 extra questions for you. Let's see question number 1 that I have prepared for you. So question number 1, what other people with inspiring stories do you know? Because I know many people with good values and morals. And question number 2 that I have for you today, it's how or in which ways can we inspire other people with our life stories? Now, I have to go, unfortunately, but I want to leave you with one of Sandra Kaufman's quote, and it says, life is never easy, but the circumstances of your birth should not dictate the kind of person that you can become. So it was a pleasure for me to be here with you today. I am teacher Jonnathan Elizondo, and I hope to see you in one of our following weeks. Stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye.
Somos la voz de una nueva generación.
Somos niñas, niños y personas adolescentes que tenemos el poder
Y la confianza de que un mundo mejor es posible.
Pero es en la adversidad donde más deben protegerse
Y cumplirse los derechos de la niñez.
Somos el presente y somos el futuro, herederos de las decisiones que se tomen hoy.
A mí me gusta imaginar que estudiaré para combatir el cambio climático.
o ser doctor o doctora para curar a quien lo necesite.
Yo tengo la seguridad que es posible un mundo donde los derechos de los niños y las niñas se respeten.
Para mí lo más importante es que todas y todos seamos escuchados, porque tenemos mucho que aportar.
Estoy segura que es posible un mundo donde la niñez y la adolescencia reciban la educación que merecen.
Cada niña y niño merece ser respetado y recibir el amor y protección de su familia.
Yo creo en un mundo donde haya atención médica para todos los niños y niñas.
Reimaginemos un mundo mejor.
Celebremos este 20 de noviembre, Día Mundial de los Niños,
Y de la Convención sobre los Derechos del Niño y Niña. UNICEF, en alianza con los gobiernos del mundo y las empresas, luchan para generar nuevas y mejores oportunidades.
Juntos podemos reimaginar el mundo de hoy y del mañana.
¡Feliz Día Mundial de los
Niños!